Sarah, this was your idea. Hagar is your servant. Must you inflict such pain? I'm weary of this strife. Do with her as you must. Father, my heart is heavy. Sarah's anger burns like the desert sun. I understand her pain, the years of waiting, but Hagar and my son, they are innocent in all of this. I fear for what Sarah might do in her bitterness.
You're worthless. You will never be his love. You and your baby are a mistake. Do everyone a favor and leave.
Where do I go? What do I do? I'm not wanted anywhere, Father. But
Why are you so troubled, my child? Where are you going?
I'm going anywhere. I'm going far away from my mistress.
You need to return home.
She treats me like dirt, and I carry a child for her.
I see the pain in your heart, Hagar, and I see also the pride that has taken root there, the contempt you may have felt towards your mistress. This flight is not the answer. Return to your mistress, Hagar, and submit yourself to her authority. This is not a punishment, but a path to a future you cannot yet see. The Lord has heard your affliction, and you will bear a son. You shall call his name Ishmael, for the Lord has heard your cry. He will be a wild man, and yes, he will face hardship. His hand shall be against every man's hand, but his descendants will be a great nation. I will so greatly multiply your offspring that they cannot be counted for their multitude. Go now, find strength, not in bitterness, but in the promise that has been given to you.
I am sorry.
This is hard, but the Lord told me to forgive and to apologize. Come here, child.
Look at him. He can't even walk yet.
Let go of him.
Let me show him.
You're going to hurt him. Stop.
What now, woman, on this day of all?
Last night, he's reckless, careless, and selfish. It is time for them to go. I want them gone.
The Lord, he spoke to me. He said to listen to Sarah, to her request, her demand more like. I have to trust that the Lord will watch over them, that his promise to make Ishmael a great nation, that it will still hold true, even out there in that unforgiving wilderness. But the emptiness, the hole it leaves in my heart and in theirs, in Hagar's, in Ishmael's, how can they not feel abandoned by me, by everyone? I can only pray. Every day I will pray that the Lord in his mercy will fill these holes, these gaping wounds in all our hearts, that he will somehow make us whole again.
Waiting on God is probably the hardest part of faith. It's something I have always struggled with. When I was making this video, I started to realize why God wanted me to create this specific story. He wanted me to gain some awareness regarding how taking control affects everyone. Not just me, it hurts people and we don't see it until afterwards. Taking control can come from many different emotions, insecurities, doubts, and fears. But it all sparks when we begin to doubt. Maybe Sarah felt inadequate, like she failed Abraham, and she was the cause of God's promise not being delivered. It's at that point we need to retrace our thinking back to God's words. When we do this, we take ourselves out of the equation and we rely on God's words. We know his word will absolutely never fail us. We all mess up. We get impatient. We try to force things. And sometimes those choices hurt others, and they definitely hurt ourselves. But God, he's a master of redemption. He can take our biggest mistakes, our worst detours, and still work them into his plan. So if you're in that waiting place right now, if you're feeling lost or like God's forgotten you, remember this story and how big of a train wreck it was. And that when we take control, God never loses control. If you're holding on right now, then hold on a little longer. Keep trusting his timing, his plan. It's always worth the wait. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it hurts, he sees you, he hears you, and he's got you.